Welcome back to Exploring Whiskeys. I'm Eric.
I'm Kevin, and today we are going to be doing our fourth Penelope? I'm going to go with fourth, because I think we did the baseline, we did the foolproof, and then we did the toasted.
Correct.
Which they actually provided for us, the
Right.
toasted. This was purchased. So this is the Penelope Architect. This literally just came out, like within the last month or two, something along those, maybe.
I got this a couple weeks ago, and you can see my friends have
Touched it up just
touched
a
it
little
up
bit,
just
just a little bit. So this goes into, I think a lot of different companies are doing this. Bourbon companies are doing this, where they're doing some of the stave finishes, like the Maker's Mark does it, and the wood finished for, well, Buffalo Trace does a wood finish series. That's really hard to find, but Maker's Mark's they kind of kicked it off.
They're the pioneers.
Yeah, they kind of kicked it off where they put in some staves to do some different finishings. So Penelope is, one, it's sourced.
MGP.
It's all MGP whiskey. They are based out of northern New Jersey, Roselle, New Jersey.
Mike and Dan.
Yeah, Mike
Met
and
'em,
Dan.
great dudes.
Yeah, real good guys. And they started this because they had a passion for whiskeys. Good on them. And this particular one, no, step back. They're all 4 grains. So they take the MGP, I want to say they take I think it's the high rye, the low rye, and the wheat MGP.
Okay.
And blend that up, and they make their 4 grain. So all their whiskey, I believe, is 4 grain. And they also have a light whiskey that they do.
Yeah. And we had the rosé finish. We haven't done that one.
There is a rosé finish, which we've never done. Yeah, that's correct.
We may be doing it shortly.
Yeah, we'll probably grab it sooner or later. It'll show up. All right. So the big thing for this is, well, I'm not sure exactly. The Architect. There's a really cool. There's a great little diagram on the back. Well, here we'll zoom in on that guy. But there's a diagram of what, like, I guess the normal profile is, and they basically, like,
Blew right past it.
yeah, they wanted everything to be turned up to, well, there's only one that's turned up to 11. Everything else is turned up to like 10. So that's kind of the gist. They're really looking for a lot of bold flavors, bold notes, everything along those lines. And they're using French oak for this finishing. French oak it kind of leans towards that sandalwood note. It's different than American oak.
Yep.
That's the best thing I don't know how to explain that.
It's 104 proof, and I don't even really get a ton of ethanol.
If you go, deep in there and go all the way to the bottom, there's a little bit of a burn, but it's not super apparent. No,
there's not much on the nose at all.
No, there's like I'm trying to think of what that note is. There's a little bit of something up at the top, but I can't say that it's not, like, I'm trying to compare it to, I guess they're barrel proof, because the toasted obviously was super vanilla and like sweet notes, but it's almost a little grainy at the very top. Like, not overly sweet. It's more of a grain and then down to a proof. Maybe herbal? It's a little funny at the top. Anyway.
It's a little herbally. Yeah. Herbally on the across the palate. But it's got that sweetness to it, though.
Yeah.
Initially, and then it goes herbally, and then now I'm back to sweet.
So there's a sweet note at the very beginning. It goes herbal, very woody.
Okay.
Like, there's a lot of wood notes in there.
Which would make sense.
And then like sweet wood. I don't know what that means at all, but like I get a lot. There's so many. It's not even like barrel char note. It's more, I know you hate this, it's almost more like Lollipop stick.
Ooh.
But see, I don't have this big an issue with it as you do. So it's not totally off-putting. It's not like wet cardboard
Wait, no,
type thing.
popsicle sticks, not lollipop sticks. I can chew on a lollipop stick. I don't care for popsicles. The wood.
There's a little bit of that woody note in there.
Now you make
Like
my,
raw
now you make
woody
my
note.
teeth hurt.
But it's not, because some of the ones where I say that's a really negative thing, that's more almost like a wet cardboard note. That doesn't have that. This is just, there's a lot of oak notes in this. That French oak.
I mean, the aftertaste that
strong.
lingers. It's a lot of wood,
There's a lot of wood.
but not picking it much on the nose.
It's
and the
light.
palate. It was just
It is
sweet, herbally, and then Well, having those staves in there, you would expect there to be a lot of
But yeah, you added a whole lot of
the next wood
wood into
next
the
layer
whiskey.
of wood.
Not just the barrel, but actually staves into the whiskey.
Now, if I go back to the nose after taking the first sip, now I pick up more herbal notes on the nose.
There's a little herbally. It's not crazy. It's not crazy. There's a touch of maybe like a sweet fruit note in there too.
I hope these guys are at the festival again
They
this
are.
year.
They are. I already confirmed that.
Yeah, I'll have to sit down and chat with them about some of these, especially this one.
This is just different. It's very different than the other ones that they've released. But I'm going to start with that. It's very different. And I wonder if they have the variety that the toasted does. So I've now had 3 different toasted, not including the one at the festival because I don't really remember that. But I've had 3 different toasted. 2 of them were really, really good. One was okay. Mm-hmm. So I know they individually batch them. So there is supposed to be some variation in each batch. Does this have a batch?
Probably in the front. Nope.
Yeah, I don't see anything where it's build number 1. Ooh, I wonder if there's different builds. We need to get more architects.
If they numbered it, I'm sure there is.
We need to get different architects to try the 1 versus the 2 versus the 3. I wonder if they actually, they seem to be having a little bit of fun. Like they're playing.
A little?
They're playing. I'm sure
They were having a blast when we saw them.
they were having a blast when we saw them. But that's kind of like, okay, let's play and do this and see what it comes out and do this, see what it comes out and drive different notes on the nose and the
I just want
palate.
to go on a barrel pick with them.
Yeah. Yes. Yes.
Actually, really, anyone that sources from MGP, I like to go there. What'd you spot?
This might not be MGP. Is that possible? Bottled by Penelope Bottling Company in Bardstown. I don't believe that's... Maybe that? I don't know. Now I'm totally confused.
Well,
I saw Kentucky. That's I was just like, whoa.
it's a conversation for
Yes.
middle of September.
September. I preferred their toasted.
Oop, sorry.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
do water.
I definitely preferred their
I
toasted.
drink more than you do,
I definitely...
or faster.
I don't know. I probably like their barrel proof more than this one. I prefer this to that 80 proof. It drank really, really
Too light.
It had some really nice notes to it, which was the reason why I was like, I got to get it the barrel proof one because if it has the same notes with more proof, it's going to be good. And that kind of led us down a whole rabbit hole.
I'm interested to try the rosé one, how sweet it might be. Finishing it.
That could be, yeah. I think that's honestly part of the reason why I haven't pulled the trigger is that just, I don't know of any other whiskey finish in rosé.
Oh, I'm sure there is.
I'm sure there is, but none that I know of.
I get more ethanol now.
Yeah, it's coming off even like almost spicy too, like a little rye note coming through. But yeah, the ethanol, when you goes down, the 104 is kicking out. That's pretty good.
I like it better with the water.
I do too. That's much better. Similar, a lot of similar notes. They're like the oak is still there, but there's almost
It's a whole other level of sweetness.
Yeah, there's a caramel in there that really, there's a caramel infused in the little bit of herbalness and the little bit of oak note. There's like
it's creamy.
Yes. Yeah, it kicked up the oil a little bit. Like it just coats the mouth. Yeah, a couple drops of water.
Yeah.
How about that noise? Nose didn't get, I mean, the nose is still pretty sharp. It keeps tickling my nose.
Yeah, just the nose just ramped up the ethanol.
Yeah, it's very sharp. But the palate is so much better with a little bit of water.
Yep.
There is a citrus note in there. Like an orangey note. I got it on the neat nose. There was some kind of fruit. There is a little touch of an orange note that kind of floats through there. More the rind, not the zest, not like bitter, but more like rind, like where that sweet oil.
That. If you hold on to it.
Yeah. Yeah, it's there. It's definitely there. That's good. All right. We'll do true confessions. I wasn't a fan the first time I tasted this. But that's not the first time that a French oak bourbon, I wasn't a fan the very first time I tasted it.
We also were up here.
Neck pour. True.
And then my friends were nice enough to
break it down.
down.
Yeah, but the Wheeler's Raid French oak. I did not like that the first time I drank that.
I got this at the liquor store at Costco.
Oh, okay. Nice.
I was going to buy another bottle. I went to the register and looked behind the guy at the register. I was like, ooh.
What's that? Penelope
the Architect? I heard about it.
Yeah.
I've never seen it before, so I put the other bottle back and got this one.
MSRP, $60. It's not bad.
Yeah, I think that's what I paid
It's
for
in the ballpark. I think you might find it for mid-50s. You might find it for 65-ish. It'll float. But that's not bad.
Interesting though, like, well, at our liquor store at Costco, obviously it's not affiliated with Costco, but
right.
But like this for them, this is considered a higher end bottle. It's behind.
It's behind the register.
It's behind the register on the wall.
Bookshelf.
They don't put it back in the corner with the bourbons and scotches.
Yeah.
Well, their original bottle, the 80 proof, was back there.
Yeah, I don't know. They're doing some crazy finishing to this stuff, and they do it. I mean, they're toasted, good. They're foolproof, real good. Like they're doing some cool stuff with the barrels they're picking, how they're finishing them, what they're doing. I like what they're doing. Yeah, that's probably a pretty cool gig.
Yep. The next one's the pink label.
That's right. We gotta do the rosé, or build 2, if we can find a different build. I guess.
It's gotta be on the lookout.
I have not seen it on the shelves.
Other than social media, let's see.
I've seen it on social media,
yep.
And it's gotten pretty good buzz on social media. People
should.
Yeah, people really enjoy this guy. It's definitely different.
Yeah,
it's got a lot of different layers, a lot of different things going on.
Yeah,
good stuff.
Yep, good stuff. Guys, keep it up, man. This is
absolutely
delicious.
Yeah, you keep doing more because there is a light whiskey. We also need to do that. Go try it.
We'll get there. I'm anxious to see these guys again at the festival.
Yeah,
and talk to them about this. How they went so extreme on a lot of the flavors. Like what was there?
How that came about? How do you go from a
was
a
that
regular
what they were
whiskey
looking for, or they tasted some barrels or like?
This is what we got. I got an idea.
Yeah, I got one. Well, we hope you enjoyed the review of the Penelope Architect. It's an abundance of flavor.
It's
extremes in all different directions.
Yeah, yeah, it really is.
Flavor Town.
Yeah. And the water brought down some of the more aggressive things, but made it so that more things were apparent. So gotta love that.
Yep. Well, we hope you enjoyed the review. Again, we're going to track down the rosé and in the light whiskey. We'll end up doing those reviews here in the coming months. But we hope you enjoyed this review. As always, we'd encourage you to help us out. Hit that like button at the bottom of the screen.
And help us out. Hit the subscribe button down at the bottom of the screen.
Help us continue to grow the channel.
That's what we're trying to do. Trying to keep growing. We do this. We put out an episode 2 times a week. Same idea. We will talk about a whiskey that we've either never had before or,
sampled with
new.
some friends but haven't done the show yet.
Yeah. We're always talking about something new. Yeah. All different types of whiskey, not just bourbons, but we live in bourbon and Tennessee whiskey country, so we tend to lean toward that.
Yep. So, well, thanks for joining.
See you on the next episode.
Cheers.